Welcome to Introduction to Criminal Liability. Now we're going to be looking with legal research at finding case law. So once you have the statutory citation, you have two options. You can either go to the library and find the 412th edition of the United States Reports, or you can go to the internet and look it up. So you have the United States Supreme Court opinions are found at the website given here. They have their website. It's mostly recent-ish opinions, but it's the United States Supreme Court. And so there are a bunch of websites out there that also carry these opinions. Keep in mind that these other sources are secondary, and you want to go ahead and, where possible, look at the actual Supreme Court decision to verify. So the Supreme Court is found here, supremecourt.gov. Maryland is in the Fourth Circuit. The United States Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit is found at ca4.uscourts.gov. Every Court of Appeals is found at ca, whatever number it is, .uscourts.gov, and that's going to be helpful later when we come to Google site searching. So if you're looking for a Fourth Circuit opinion, you can go to the Fourth Circuit website, and they have a little advanced search. So if you're not comfortable with Google site search, you can go and look it up using the Fourth Circuit's advanced text search. Maryland law, the Maryland Court of Appeals and the Maryland Court of Special Appeals both have their opinions here. mdcourts.gov/opinions. Now, the Maryland Court of Appeals and the Maryland Court of Special Appeals are actually located in different subdirectories. So if you go to opinions/COA, you're going to find the Court of Appeals, and opinions/COSA, you're going to find the Court of Special Appeals. So that's going to be helpful later when we go to do our site search. If you're not comfortable with that, you can just use the opinion as it is here, or the website as it is here. Now, the Maryland Court of Appeals website is just name of defendant, name of respondent, case number, and the court. That's pretty much it. You're not going to be doing a lot of text searching in there, so you're going to have to use Google for that, or click on a lot of opinions. Now, attorneys just pay a lot of money to either LexisNexis or Westlaw, and this gives them an annotated version of the statute. What that means is when they look up their statute, when they scroll to the bottom, they see every single case that's relevant that cited that statute or explained that statute or followed that statute or anything about that statute, and it'll give a little blurb, a little summary of what that case had to do with it. In addition, as we're going to talk about later, they also shepherdize the case, which means that if there's any negative analysis of the case has been overturned, overruled, some criticized, the new statutes come out that's changed something, they'll let them know. You do not have that if you're using a Google site search, so you have to be more careful. But if you are a little bit careful and you're a little bit resourceful, you can get the same information, actually better, for free. So using Google, you can search cases on your own. You can do what's referred to as a site search. So in Google, when you go to do your search, you just type in SITE : and then whatever website it is that you want to check within. Because Google spends all their time just browsing the internet and finding things and categorizing things, so use that to your advantage. So a site search of site : www.mdcourts.gov/opinions is going to allow you to do a Google search limited just to the Maryland Court of Appeals opinions. So the Maryland Court of Appeals and the Maryland Court of Special Appeals since 1995. So it doesn't go back forever. In Maryland Court of Appeals, they've been around for a while, but you can get cases since 1995, which is going to be the vast majority of cases that you might need. So when you enter it into Google, let's say you wanted to know more about different types of assault. Not the best Google term in the world, but you get the idea that all you do is you type in site : mdcourts.gov/opinions. You type in whatever it is you're looking for. I recommend something much better than types of assault. However, each of these has something to do with assault. Assault, assault, types of assault, types of, right? The more times it says whatever it is you're hitting on, the more likely it is to be relevant. But if you look over these opinions, it will tell you a lot more about the crime of assault in Maryland. Now again, be careful with this, because sometimes courts change their mind. And if you're using Google site search, there's no warning that something later has criticized this case, or the case is not good law anymore. So you have to be very, very careful with it. So what I would recommend doing is, once you do your Google site search, do another site search looking for whatever case you were just looking at. What that means is, let's say I looked at Claggett versus State. If there was something important from Claggett versus State, and I thought, wow, this is really helpful for me, now I want to do a site search for Claggett versus State and see if any cases since 1996 have criticized it or said anything about it. Moreover, I want to do a Google site search for whatever rule I'm looking at and see if anything has modified that. I want to take a look at cases. If I'm citing a case from 1996, I want to be very careful because that at this point is 20 years old. And 20-year-old law, it might still be good, but it might not. So you definitely want to look at things that are a lot more recent. Here we have a 2015 case. You might want to take a look at that and see if that seems to be consistent with what you saw in that older case. That being said, with a little bit more work, with a little bit of resourcefulness, you can definitely save a lot of money on LexisNexis and Westlaw fees. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye now.